Hello, welcome back to Planet Cruise Month. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 things I wish I knew before my first cruise. My name's Christina. I'm a traveler, a planner, a mom, and the owner of Showcase the World Travel, a modern travel agency dedicated to helping families take a break from the busy.
Showcase Suggestions, where I share travel tips and lists of 5 to help make traveling with kids a little easier.
So I took my first cruise a few years ago on the Disney Fantasy, my first Disney cruise. I had taken a Greek island cruise back for my 21st birthday when I was studying abroad in London, and we had some issues with our rental. We tried to rent a villa on VRBO. It fell through. The whole trip kind of fell through, but I really wanted to go to Greece. It was my 21st birthday, so I splurged and got myself a berth on a Greek-owned cruise line. So a little bit different for that one. So I'm going to talk about the things that I wish I had known before my first Caribbean cruise. Or my first kind of cruise vacation versus let me just jump on a cruise last minute. So the first thing I want you to know is you don't have to arrive at the port at the time of your check-in. So when you do your online check-in, you book the time that you want to arrive in port. You don't have to arrive at that time. I actually recommend arriving a little bit after that, and you can usually walk right on board. You don't have to worry about lines. Everyone wants to get that first check-in at 11, but they don't really start boarding until 12, so you're still waiting around to get on, and you're waiting in lines to get on. So I like making my check-in at noon and showing up at 12:30 and walking right on. The other one that I didn't really realize was how many activities were on board, because like I said, I had only ever been on a Greek island cruise by a Greek-owned company. There weren't very many activities on board. I was probably the youngest person by 40 years. So knowing how many things there were to do was absolutely insane. There were so many things to do on the cruise line. I wanted a nice relaxing vacation, but then I got on and I wanted to do and see everything, and I didn't get to do and see everything. So I wish I had gone on with more perspective of let me pick and choose the things I wanted to do. Of course, I was working, so this was my first year as a travel agent 5 years ago, and I wanted to experience everything so I could talk about it and know about it for you guys. Since then, I've been on more cruises and I know a little bit more, but now I go on and I don't try to do everything. I just do the things that I want to do, and it's a little bit more relaxing that way. The other thing that I wish I had known is that you could book character meets in advance. My first cruise was just me and my mom, so we weren't big into the character meets, but I didn't know that you could book your character meets in advance. You get a ticket and you can meet like 5 princesses at a time or Anna and Elsa. You just have to book those things in advance. So and that way you don't have to wait in line to meet some of the characters. So that's just for Disney Cruise Line. Then you have, the other thing that you should know is you don't have to book your excursions through the cruise line. Right now, it is required for the cruise lines that are currently sailing during COVID. It might be required for a little bit, but after that restriction comes off, you don't have to book your excursions. I wish I had known that, and I probably wouldn't have booked an excursion in every port. I would have explored a port. I would have kind of found something that I wanted to do and not gone with a group of people from a cruise ship. So that way it's a little bit more personal. The other thing is that you want to bring a very large water bottle, a very large canteen for those sodas. So on Disney Cruise Line you have free soda, and you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of that, and you're able to fill your beverage, a big cup, because the ones they give you like this big. So you want to be able to fill a big bottle with your soda, your coffee, your tea, whatever it might be, any alcohol you brought on board. You want to bring a really big bottle. The other thing that I didn't really realize, but I really liked, is we were on the 8th deck, and this is kind of where I've booked every time since, is we were right below the buffet. We were below the buffet 2 floors, so we didn't have to get on the elevator. We could just run up fill our stuff, and run back down. So I really, really enjoy that location. You might want to be down closer to the kids clubs. You might want to, but those are places you're only going once or twice a day, you know, the restaurants. But if you're going up and down from the buffet and the pool deck, being closer and being aft is what I liked, being really close to those aft stairs. So those are 5 things that I wish I had known before my first Disney cruise. One of the biggest things is deciding where your stateroom is. Like I said, I like 8 deck aft. But if you want to find the best stateroom for you, download the guide. Choose your guide to choosing the best Disney stateroom for your family. I will link to that below. Thank you so much for joining me, and remember to take a break from the busy.
Need help planning your next family vacation? Visit us at showcasetheworld.com to request a quote or schedule a free vacation consultation. Want more great travel tips? You'll find those there too.